Every year, Apple holds the Worldwide Developer Conference in June. Apple invites developers from all around the world to showcase its latest development in app and toolkits so that the third-party developers can build apps based on Apple's latest technologies. This conference has gained a lot of attention, not just with developers, because all Apple enthusiasts get to see the latest updates to many of its software products like iOS, macOS, watchOS, etc. Apple sometimes even announces new hardware at this conference, like how it released the MacBook Pro and Air in WWDC 2022. This year, Apple is holding the WWDC from June 5th till 9th. Traditionally, an entry to WWDC was not cheap. Apple charged $1,600 for a ticket. This year, it will be held at Apple's headquarters, the Apple Park, and it will be free for limited participants. Let's see what Apple has in stock for this year's WWDC. Before we see what new hardware Apple might release, let's get to the software first. Apple will announce the next version of iOS, the iOS 17 in June. A preview version will be available for developers and will be made available to the public in September alongside the iPhone 15 release. Apple is expected to bring major changes to the iPhone control center in the iOS 17 release. There hasn't been any upgrades or updates to the control center since 2017. This is considered to be the first big upgrade to the control center since then. There are more features coming to the Dynamic Island as well in iOS 17. Dynamic Island is the pill cutout near the front camera, which also has features built into it like smart notifications, easy access to timers, alarms, call controls, etc. The Dynamic Island is available only in the Pro models this year. The regular iPhone 14 models still came with the notch design, but with iPhone 15, all models will get the Dynamic Island, so Apple is set to bring even more functionality to it. For example, Siri could be fully integrated into the Dynamic Island. More live notifications of built-in apps will take advantage of this Dynamic Island, like messages, maps, and more. Apple is also set to improve the search and spotlight functionality with iOS 17. To be honest, the search and spotlight on iPhone is not the best experience. More often, it just gives a web search link. This year, Apple may improve the spotlight for better integrated search experience across more apps on the iPhone. iOS 17 will also come with support for updated Apple CarPlay. Today, CarPlay is a simple UI for controlling music, podcasts, and maps of your iPhone through your car screen. But the next-gen Apple CarPlay, which was teased last year, will take over the entire control of the car. It will control every feature in your car like air conditioner, heated seat, odometer, speedometer, and complete instrumental cluster. Cars with this next-gen CarPlay are expected to come in late 2023, which means iOS 17 will have built-in support to support this next-gen CarPlay. In one of the biggest changes to iOS 17, Apple might be forced to add support for side-loading apps from alternate app stores. Today, any app on your iPhone has to be downloaded from the Apple App Store. By doing so, Apple takes 15 to 30% fees from the app revenue. The European Union has mandated that users should be able to download apps without the App Store, which means Apple will have to let users download from alternate app stores or from the web, which also means developers will not need to pay Apple to install the apps on iPhone. Since this is EU legislations, we are not sure if side-loading apps will be possible in other countries, but iPhone is believed to get this support in iOS 17. There are many other improvements coming to the iOS 17 like better always-on settings, health app improvements, focus mode changes, performance and stability improvements, and much more. We will cover iOS 17 in depth in another video, so please subscribe to the channel to not miss it when it's out. Similar to iOS 17, there will also be updated macOS 14, iPadOS 17, watchOS 10, and tvOS 17 for Apple TV. We will cover all the expected OS updates in a separate video. Let's move on to some exciting hardware announcements expected in WWDC 23. First off, this was a long-rumored and expected hardware from Apple, the Apple AR/VR headset. This is a mixed reality headset which Apple has been working on for a very long time. It was supposed to be released in 2022, but after multiple delays, we expect to see this year at WWDC. Apple will likely make this available to the public in 2023, but it will announce it in June because it's a whole new product category and developers have to build enough apps for the headset before it launches to the public. Apple might name this mixed reality headset as Reality Pro. It's not going to be a cheap one, expected to be around $3,000, although a cheaper version might come in 2024 and 2025. It is expected to be looking something similar to Facebook Oculus headset. It will use aluminum, glass and carbon fiber with a band around the back. It also expected to have a digital crown, something similar to the AirPods Max. To keep the weight low, the battery might be separated from the headset, like attached to the waist. In terms of display, it's expected to have a very high 3000 pixel per inch 4K micro OLED display exceeding 8K resolution. It will also have a 120-degree field of view. It's a mixed reality headset, meaning it is a combination of AR and VR. It can display content from your iPhone as well as show the real world the augmented object in them. To do this, it will have over 15 cameras, both on the inside and outside. The 8 outside cameras will track your hand movements and your surroundings, while the inside 6 cameras will track your eye movements for an accurate image depiction and for biometrics. Since cameras are tracking all the movements and it's all gesture based, there will be no separate control device like the PlayStation and Quest. It's set to run on the powerful M2 based chip and will come with the new OS called XROS. More details will be available at the WWDC this year, and developers will build new apps for this mixed reality headset. Another new hardware announcement we can expect this year is for the MacBook Air. Apple announced the new MacBook Air just last WWDC. So what's changing again? This year, it's the long rumored 15-inch MacBook Air. They're supposed to be the same design as the 13-inch MacBook Air, but with a larger screen, and will still be powered with an M2 chip. The M3 chip is still in development, so it's gonna be M2 15-inch MacBook Air. Apple also might update the Mac Pro. Mac Pro is literally the last Apple device still running Intel chips and has not gotten any update in a very long time. Though not confirmed fully, Mac Pro might come with an Apple Silicon, completing the transition completely. Even the design is rumored to stay fairly the same. We'll update you on more information when we get it. Okay, that's all in today's video. Don't forget to subscribe to the channel and like the video. I'll see you in the next one. This is Sanjana. Bye-bye.